Whose account go to mine? Oh, let's hope we don't fuck this up. Hey. There we go. Mic check. Alrighty, welcome everybody to another edition of the Redline Racing League. We're back at it again this week, this time from Atlanta. Gonna be a close one tonight. All the times during qualifying relatively close together, and we got Mark McAtack up here in the booth with me to read them off.
Welcome back, Walbert. How you doing, bud?
We've had better days.
I hear you, yeah. But got a good one here in Atlanta tonight. Got a 14-car field, and here is the starting lineup for tonight. Got myself in the 22 starting on the pole. Got the 19 Nicole Trickle starting second. Rolling off third, we got the 78 of 19. In the 78 in fourth, we got Hootie Hoo in the 99. And rounding out the top five will be Garv in the 15. Sixth, we got Chief. Seventh, we have, if I can find him, is Team 95 in the 5. Eighth is P. Fulton in the 18. Ninth, we got Doing Work in the 62. And then rounding out the top 10 is Copenhagen in the 24. 11th, we got Jay White in the 16. 12th, we got Danny in the 77. And then 13th, we got Dog Pound. And then rounding out the field, riding shotgun will be the 8-car Band 1. So overall, a good field, 14 cars. Had a couple guys that called off late that couldn't be here tonight. But other than that, should be a good race at Atlanta. So I'll let you know when we get rolling, sir.
Perfect.
All right. Take care. Thank you, Albridge.
Thank you. And that is the starting lineup for today's event at Atlanta. Gonna be a close one, like I said. The time from 1st to 11th, only about a 1/10 of a second difference. So that'll tell you how close the field is in time. And I'm going to try and keep myself together because I've been fighting off a head cold today. So that's cool. But we're going to do our best here, or at least I'm going to try and do my best here to give you the best on-track call that I can. Drivers are loading in. And so we'll get to it here. And like always, we'll do a points rundown. We'll make sure that I can see the points before we get too far into things. And it's doing that stupid thing again. That is so weird. On any other Tuesday, or on any other day, I can see the points. But on Tuesdays, it won't allow me to see the points. That's weird. I just see the schedule. No, that's wiggity whack, dude. That is insane. But they are going green. Green flag drops. There you go. You got to see a little bit of the starting lineup. As Mark McAtack breaking out to the early lead. This running like the Atlanta in real life going to be a restrictor plate style race today. As from what I was told during practice, everybody's been pretty close. Everybody's saying it's going to be anybody's race. Here is 50 laps to go here in stage number 1. Is 2 laps already in the book, and there you see Mark McAtack breaking out to the lead. The 78 of 19. running in second. Sorry, the engine noise threw me off. I was in a 2020 lobby earlier, and they don't sound as deep as these ones. There's bassy. With the 78 of 19 running in the second spot. The 99 of Hootie Hoo started in the fourth spot up to third. And the 19 of Cole Trickle started second down to fourth. Garb staying right where he was at the start of this one. Right in the fifth position. Now looking to the inside of Cole in the 19. And he will move up to fourth. The 19 of Cole Trickle going to drop back to fifth and now is under siege by the 5 of Team 95, who started in about seventh. Could be completely wrong. I already forgot the running order that Mark McAtack just read out. So, ooh, the 99 shuffled out of line. That's going to ruin his run. And now he'll be under fire from 95, who just gets the nose underneath. That's going to put him in the carousel. From the front to the back goes Hootie Hoo. Everybody goes +1. Oh, my gosh, all the way to the 9 of Chief. Now the 9 lets him in line. Now single file up at the front. Mark McAtack leading the way here as we are 6 laps through the 51 laps here in stage number 1. Field going single file. Pete Fulton going to jump out of line there, and that second group that's starting to form up pretty strong now. And the thing with these restrictor plate style tracks is always going to be fuel mileage. And you start to wonder how long Mark McAtack will be out front, and he skims the wall there. That's going to allow 19 through. The 78 through to the lead, and now we have 2 lines. The 5 of Team 95 and the 24 of Copenhagen going to go down low with the 22. Meanwhile, the 15 and the 78 and the 19 and the 77 of Danny MD. Whole bunch of jostling around as the 22 able to stay in that third position. So Mark McAtack loses the lead, but not too much further as everybody jumbled up. But Team 95 is all the way up to the fourth spot, able to use that little bit of help from the 22. And the 24 of Copenhagen. Now here goes a battle for the lead. The 15 of Garv is going to go through. The 78 of 19 going to give up the lead and pick fuel mileage. Going to try and save some fuel by running in the back of these 4. Stays in the top 5 ahead of the 99 of Hootie Hoo. $15 of Garv leading here at Atlanta. As we'll get a quick lap count here. 41 laps to go here in stage number 1. And now they're running the qualifying line. Protect the bottom is the name of the game. They want to get by, you go to the outside. But this is, you start seeing the 62 of doing work back here, starting to separate from that lead pack and making group number 2, which is usually how we see these restrictor plate tracks go. Is that you usually start seeing these guys break up into groups. Usually it could be groups of 3, 4. But you'll usually see 2 or 3 of them form in the later parts of a run. But the 62 able to keep up with that 9 of Chief. I'm actually pretty surprised. Everybody here keeping a level head. Don't have egregious move makings that could bring out a yellow. Everybody's minding their P's and Q's here. And look at the 5 now up to the 3rd position. This 5 of Team 95 has been a guy who's been on the uphill since the start of the season. Had a bit of a rocky start. But in these later weeks, I know we weren't here for Road, or at least I wasn't here for Road America, which means we weren't able to broadcast it. So I don't exactly know the full running order, especially because I can't see the points. But this 5 of Team 95 has really been coming on strong as of late. He's been really, like, focusing on patience is what I've been told. Patience has been his number one focus, knowing when to make the moves and knowing when to just lay back. And he's been doing tremendous at that in these later weeks. And you're starting to see it here is now he runs 3rd. Copenhagen has had an up and down season in that 24. And now you're starting to see these guys getting ready to come down for green flag stops. So you see the 78, or the 15, sorry. Duck down, the 78 and the 24 did as well. And here they come, along with the 77 of Danny M.D., the 16 of Jay White, and the 18, the 18 of P. Fulton. As Chief in doing work, and the 8 of Ban 1, and I believe it's the 41 of Dog Pound now coming off. Here comes Mark McAttack, and really everybody else. And now we'll look at the 9 here. He comes through. And now the 9 of Chief. How many cars is this 9 able to get by? There's your leaders, or were leaders. And look at the 24 of Cope. Copenhagen. We'll see where he shuffles out. There you see the last group that just came off. The 22 leads. The 5 able to jump out to 2nd in that group. Where will Copenhagen fall? He will have the run on him all the way down the backstretch. Hootie-hoo. Gonna leave the 24 room, but Mark McAttack gonna hold on to the lead. But the 24 up to P2. That 99 of Hootie-hoo into the top 3. Garv drops all the way back to 8th when he was just in 2nd. He was leading, actually. He's all the way back in 8th now. And now, Mark McAttack in an island by himself. And the group behind Cope starting to really form up. Starting to really bind, get tight, and build some momentum. So they'll have him by the exit of turn number 2. Question is, how will they go about? Are they going to work with the 24? or use that momentum that they've accumulated. And I think because they caught him in a... Oh, no! He caught the apron! I was going to say they go with him, but Cope catches the yellow line, shoots him up to the second lane, and the group has no choice but to take the run. And now they set their sights on the leader, the 22 of Mark McAttack. And hooty hoo, the 99 has been a top 5 car for most of this season. He's had a couple of good finishes, and right now sits second on the field just behind the 22. He's going to elect to ride in behind Mark, probably to save a little bit of fuel, just hanging on in the draft. Let Mark burn through his. Oh, it's the 99. I was wondering if he was going to get caught, but look at the 62 doing work. We saw 2 races ago. The 62, I believe it was at Bristol. I want to say it was Bristol. And it was at Bristol. This 62 was putting on a show. Having himself a top 3 finish. Got to join me up here in the booth at the end of it all. Now sits second. 78-19 up to third. Team 95 in the 5. Trying to work his way back to where he was sitting in the 3rd spot. Right now in 4th. The 9 a Chief into the top 5. His best position running so far without pit cycles. And now looks to the inside of Team 95. Gonna try and take away the 4th spot and improve yet again. Oh, but the 5 with the run. The 9 with the help, but the 5 with the run. And the battle will be for nothing. And the 62, you see, getting loose out of turn 4, able to recollect it, get back into the bottom before the 78 of 19 can get to his inside. So now we go back single file. I just want to look. I want to see how many people are actually watching right now. Only to pique my curiosity. Because can't look at points because we're having glitchy issues again. So that's cool. We love that for me. I only got 2. That was probably just from guys in the race. Just wanting to keep themselves entertained while they're doing it. I'll put the stream back on as we'll do a run through the field, as I just put the wrong feed on. There we go. Now I can see the lap count. I just reopened my damn stream. 29 of 51 laps complete here at Atlanta, coming to 30 when the 22 crosses the line, and we'll do the rundown. As he does it, this 22 has been the class of the field. Started on pole, hasn't left. He'll cross the line to bring it to 30 to go, or 30 laps complete. Back here in second, the 62 of doing work in his best running position so far. And a battle for third ensuing behind him with the 9 of Chief. Look into the inside of Team 95, and he will clear him. Move Chief up to third. And the 5 of Team 95 drops from third all the way to the 6th position. As the 9 of Chief moves himself up to third. The 15 of Garv rides in the 4th position here. And back here in fifth, you got the 24 of Copenhagen, running just outside the top 5 with the 5 of Team 95 barreling down on them. The 5 of Team 95 was running in the third spot, got shuffled out of line by the 9 of Chief. He drops down to 6th. As we look behind, I believe that is the 78 of 19, and it is running in the 7th position. The 99 of Hootie who was running in the 2nd spot, now back here in about 8th. It is 8th. Look at that. I can do math. I can count. And then back here in the 9th position, you have the 19 of Cole Trickle, staying just inside the top 10, with the 10th position being held by the 77 of Danny MD. The 16 of Jay White, gonna be your 11th place car as they run. Then I believe the 41 of Dog Pound coming down pit road. There's the 8 of Ban One. So cars coming down, getting ready to make their second stop in order to get themselves to the end of stage 1. There you see the 62, the 9, the 19, the 77 of Danny MD. Three wide into the pits. This is going to be crazy. I guess that will conclude our run through the field, as now green flag pit stops are going to make an entire mess of that. Here comes the 22 and the 15, the 5 of Team 95. Going to stay out by himself. That's risky here if he can get with one of these guys that are just coming off the pit road, but I don't even think that's going to be enough really to help this 5. And we've seen guys try and take it the distance. Now here he comes. He's going to take the wide entry to get a straight setup into pit road. Here you see the 62 entered pit road in 2nd. And we'll see, where he falls off. There you see the leaders as they come off pit road. Look at the lead extended by the 22 of Mark McAttack. His pit crew has been lights out so far, extending his lead every time he comes down, no matter who it's with. He's now 37 laps complete. Maybe about 15 laps to go here in stage number 1. Now we wait for this group being led by the 15 of Garv, who runs in the 3rd spot. There you see Copenhagen and Cole Trickle a part of this. 3 wide behind him, now 4 wide! The 9 tried to make it 4 wide, thought better of it. So did the 78 of 19. Oh, there's contact. Guys can lose 3 wide coming out of turn number 2. Hootie Chief and Jay White. Jay White letting off, giving the 9 the bottom. And that was an insane look. This group behind. Meanwhile, the 9 of Chief trying to become the leader of this 2nd group, or 3rd group. I don't know which one you want to call it, because you got Mark McAttack, then you got Group 1, then you got Group 2. And Chief will be the leader of this group. You got to wonder what'll happen first. Will that group of 4 catch Mark McAtack, or will this group of 6 catch the group of 4? Go back to the 15 of Garv, who right now runs second. About 12 laps to go here for them to catch Mark McAtack. They should be able to do it. With Mark McAtack keeping the gap. And you can definitely tell, though, this group of 4 is starting to catch them. Coming to 9 laps to go, under 10 now for this 22 of Mark McAtack. Some shuffling in this group behind. You saw the 77 of Danny MD get a little out of line. That's going to lose him some time to the group he was currently trying to help. Now it might just be 2 groups of 4 as we go back to Garb. You see him run down the field, or see him run down Mark McAtack, who currently leads by a good quarter straightaway. So the laps are really winding down here. Now we're coming to, I want to say, 6 laps to go. And you can tell that they're closing in. I can't tell you how much they're closing in by because I don't have timing and scoring up. This is another reason why I can't wait for next summer, dude, when that new game comes out. I'll take a sip of water here. This group of 4 just trying ever so desperately. 5 to go now. They cross the line that last time. You can tell they're just ever so close. Maybe with like a lap to go, they might have them. But I'm struggling here. Like this 22. Ford, I mean, as good as he's been all year, right now he might be in some trouble. Is that group of... Oh, no, the group of 4 really starting to break apart. Cole Trickle has a bad exit of 4. Breaks it up. Now it is just Cope and Garv to run down this 22. That might have been just all Mark McAtack needed to see. It's 2 cars gonna find more trouble to run down 1. So we got 3 laps to go. Make sure that we're live. I have made that mistake before, not being live on the stream that I'm watching, so that way I can keep track of how many laps there are. You gotta think it's too late in the running now for these guys for the 15 Garb to just back off, but I think he might still have them. I think him and Cope might be sniffing that draft here with 2 to go. So we'll see. I said they might have him with 1 to go. And I do believe that they do. So the 15 now in the 22's draft. The 24 in tow behind them. Question is, though, will they have the time? There you see the gap closing. I just don't think it's enough. Mark McAttack will come out of turn 4. The challenge came too late. Mark McAttack will win stage number 1, and the 15 of Garv will come through in second. Copenhagen in third. Cole Trickle fourth. 62 of Doing Work will round out the top 5. Chief in sixth. 19mm 7th. Hootie Hoo 8th. Team 95 in 9th. And Jay White rounding out the top 10. So we've seen how good this 22 is, and I don't know where the 8 of Ban 1 came from. Hey, he just magically appeared. But no matter, we figure that out at a later point as we hit the Geico restart zone. Hoosier in the chat here watching this all go down was unable to make it. I'm actually really sad that Hoosier's not here because I love Hoosier. Hoosier's a great guy. But we race on and we are back under green. Mark McAttack jumping out again to the lead. The 15 of Garv this time not letting him get away. We'll ride on our favorite cam. Love riding on this camera just to see the calamity and shenanigans that go on behind the leader after he takes the green. My gosh. 3 wide back here for about the, 9th position. The 9 of Chief working his way up through the field, trying to get back into the top 5 where he was for most of stage 1. And the 78 of 19, who was in the top 5 at the start of stage 1, now fighting back here in what I do believe is the 9th position. It is exactly 9th. As now everybody has gotten single filed out. This is 22 trying to run out of the draft to keep everybody from getting a run. So that way they can't get by them. Oh, and now the 15 going to get underneath Mark McAttack. Garv to the inside. That'll bring the 24 of Copenhagen with him. Will the 19 have time to get to the 24 before the 22 can get to the bottom? The answer to that question is no. So just like that, Mark McAttack relinquishing the lead again here early on in the stage, just as he did in stage 1, but his pit crew was able to get him back out in front by a mile and a half. And that is what propelled him to get that stage 1 win. The 19 saw the 5 of Team 95, who's back in the top 5. Currently running in 5th. And the 9 of Chief is all the way up into 6th. He started near the back of this field at the drop of that green, and now is moving himself up into the 5th spot. Cole Trickle at a line. Here comes the 99 of Hootie Hoo, and the 62 are doing work. Making sure to go with him. For 6th, the 99 gets through. But here comes the 62. As right now, no real jostling for position after the 62 of doing work was able to get through, but oh my goodness. The 99 of Hootie Hoo dropping all the way back from the top 5, or from well inside the top 10 all the way back. Yeah, there was some contact there between the 8 and the 16. I did not know if that was going to be moving up to the 99 of Hootie Hoo. I was clenching my teeth there for a second, but now a battle back here for what might be the 10th, 11th spot. As everybody fishtail is trying to either break the draft or keep someone in it. Now as we are 12 laps completed here in stage number 2, 39 laps to go. Should be about a handful of laps away from our first round of green flag stops. What about this 15 of Garv? I know not supposed to talk nice about anybody, especially when they're out front. Garv, another guy who's had an up and down season, had the 1 race suspension as part of the bad that's gone on, but part of the good, he's been top 5 car every week. He just needed to get those finishes more on the consistent side. And right now, he's in line to get a hefty amount of stage points this race. He finished 2nd in stage number 1. Right now leads with about 15 laps completed into stage number 2. And I wish to God I could read off the points. I don't know what's going on with Tuesdays and Microsoft Excel, but I'll check it tomorrow. The same link will pull up what I'm looking for, but on a Tuesday, nope, it pulls up the standings. I don't know what it is. It pulls up the schedule, sorry, not the standings. So now we've really gotten the field spread out. Why not run it down with a 15 of Garv leading? There's that 24 of Copenhagen running in the 2nd position. Mark McAttack in the 22 runs in 3rd. Team 95 in the 5 running in 4th, with Chief top 5, running in the 5th spot. The 62 are doing work, running 6th. That's 78 of 19mm, running 6th. And I always choose to run through the field when people start to pit. You saw them go to the bottom. That means that green flag stops are about to commence. You just see the 15 creeping ever so much. It's just going to be the 15, 24, 19, 77, and the 18. So a good handful. And the 16 of Jay White going to come down. There you see the rest of this lead pack going to come down this time by. You saw everybody ducked to the bottom. Ooh, Team 95 might have gotten a little too aggressive. And I think Team 95 might have just gotten a black flag. A 15-second pit penalty, too fast entering. So we'll keep our eye on that. We'll also keep our eye on this 15. Here they are all exiting. 99 out. And yes, indeed, the 5 did get caught. Where will the 15 of Garv fade into this? As he fades into second. Right now as they run. My little orange producer is being very distracting right now. It's being very cute, but also very distracting. But yes, Garvin the 15 and the 24 Cope runs second and third. As Mark McAtack gets himself back to the lead, using his trusty dusty pit crew to do it. There you see the 78 of 19mm. Using his pit crew to move himself up into the 4th spot. The 9 of Chief. Excuse me, running still top 5. In the 5th, 62 of doing work. Running 6th. And there you see the 19 of Cole Trickle running 7th. I want to say that's a 77 of MD. Tis not. Trying to see who that. Oh, that's the 18 of P. Fulton. I was going to say, I'm like, yellow cars. And then I'm like, oh yeah, the one with candy on it. Duh. There you see the damage that pit speeding penalty did to Team 95. Luckily, still has plenty of time. If he can stay on the lead lap, luckily he's got the 41 a dog with him, so he's not going to lose that much time to the leader. Plus, we still have 28 laps to go, so we still have that one more pit stop to go in this stage. These guys to be able to make it to the end of stage number 2. Like I said, you start breaking these guys up into groups. You got a group of 4 here in the lead. Second group of 4 back here with 19mm. And then everybody else is pretty spread out throughout the field. Man, this 22 has just been on rails today. I know that we started this off by saying it's anybody's race. But man, is Mark McAtack making easy work of it. Thought I saw someone go crazy back here. But everything is still all good out here in this second group. They try to move themselves closer to that lead 4. They stay bunched up. They might just be able to do it. I want to go into something here real quick. Go see what these drivers had to say during the pre-race festivities. The 16 of Jay White looking to have a great race tonight. Saying the same thing we've all been saying. Anybody's race, he just needs to stay in the draft and really hang on in that pit strategy. Or really stay in the draft and hang on to it. Pit strategy going to be key in his mind, and right now it's really showing, as he is not having the run I think he was expecting to have here at Atlanta. And we got the 24 of Copenhagen running in that third spot still. Looking to have a good points night and dig himself out of his hole that was created after that 3-race suspension. He's saying he's just gonna try and play it smart and just try and stay up front as best he can, and he's doing good work at that. And we got the 18 of Pushing P Fulton saying it's gonna be tight and fast. Looking to just keep the fenders on it, keep it clean, know when to push and know when to be pushed. Try to be there. At the end, it's about 20 to go. He's saying 20 to go is when it's going to get nasty. I love Chief. Chief gave me the best thing. He's like, this, I'm just going to read it word for word. Car is fast. Just need a little luck. I mean, you can actually tell this group of 4 has caught that lead pack. They're just sniffing the draft from that 99 of Hootie Hoo. I still love that answer from Chief. That was incredible. We'll check back in with that. Right now, we got one more from the 41 of Dog Pound running on his own here. Coming back from 2 weeks off. Had some luck getting to the top 10, but there's luck, and then there's being good, he says. Says that tonight's going to be a tight one. Looking to keep consistent lap times and hold the bottom. The good compromise is important, is how we ended it. That one is now the second green flag stop, and look at this. Mark McAtack's group leaves him out. They're going to try and short pit him. Meanwhile, Hootie Hoo, who was a part of that lead 4. Excuse me. And it looks like Hootie Hoo is going to stay out another lap. Okay. We'll see. We'll see. Back here, the 5. Team 95. Oh, he missed it. Oh, he missed pit entry. Oh, my. Now we'll see where the short pit got him. I think Garv's going to be closer than he's been all day. Oh, the 22's around! Oh, no! Mark saw the 15 coming, gassed it up late, or gassed it up early, causing him to spin. As you may or may not have heard it, I did have the driver radio up a little loud, a little louder than I thought I did. But craziness, as that'll put Mark in a hole, but it will put the 15 in the lead, and there you see the 5 of Team 95 on the freshest equipment, or some of, fresher than the guys he's racing around. However, he doesn't have the draft help in order to keep himself ahead of them, as we are now coming to 12 laps to go. There's now the 5 of Team 95. Is going to be able to stay up ahead. All right, so there is some fight in that little blue Hendrick cars, number 5. As maybe Garv's going to try and use him, not as a pawn, but just as a way to keep that second group you see back there, led by, I believe, the 19 of Cole Trickle. And it is the 19 of Cole Trickle, leading the second group of 1-9 Chief and doing work. But a 3-car tandem is better than 2 when trying to keep ahead of a group of 4. But we've seen that even an even group, right now about 2 seconds the gap between Garv and Trickle, as we got 10 laps to go here in stage number 2. Does this group have the time? We saw at the end of stage 1, even with Mark McAttack on his own, it did take that group of 4 a lot of time to catch him. And so we will see how this all pans out, as my producer wants to say hello. At least just wanted to say hello to me. And we'll see where the 22 fell in all of this. As he is back here in what I can only assume is 10th, or right around the outer edge of the top 10. Shame to see from the one who has led for most of today. But that's what happens when you put the pressure on. That's what Garv did. 7 laps to go. now in stage number 2. I think Garv using that 5 as best as he can to try and keep the field behind him. And I'm telling you right now, I don't think that 78 of 19 is really able to catch him right now, as we have 4 laps to go here in stage number 2, as it is not this 5 of Team 95. And I think this is good on the 15, because Garv could just go around Team 95, put him a lap down, and really put him behind the 8 ball. He would be the first car a lap down, but he's actually electing to let the 5 lead the train, as he has the fresher equipment than Garv and Cope. So Garv electing to let him lead the train so he can A, keep his lap, and the fastest car is in the front. As Team 95, his second stage has really just been from bad to worse. So now we come to 2 laps to go. It is now a 3-car tandem as Cole Trickle loses the draft of these 3 drivers. There goes the 5. Jumps back down in line behind the 15. I think that was a smart move by the 5, just in case if the 15 and the 24 start getting racy for the end of this stage, which this is the white flag lap, 1 to go. Which is, if these 2 guys start getting racy, he's not going to be a part of it or in the way of it. Oh, Cope gonna try and send it in just a little bit. Drives the 15 up the track. He tries to squeak under below the apron. Doesn't work. The 15 of Garv will be your stage 2 winner, as the 8 of Band 1 around out of turn 2. Here is your stage 2 winner. 15 of Garv first, Copenhagen second, 19 third, doing work in the 62 in 4th. Chief rounds out the top 5, Cole Trickle in 6th, Mark McAttack to 7th, P. Fulton in 8th, Danny M.D. 9th, SDR J. White rounding out your top 10 again. Team 95, the first car a lap down in 12th. So he will get the free pass and start at the tail end of the field. We'll be able to see him work his way back up through the field. As Garv gonna hit the restart zone just now. And we are back underway. This is for the win. The final stage here in Atlanta, 55 laps. And look at them get all spread out behind. The 62 doing work. Up top, the 16 of Jay White Not enough help to the high side. As Mark McAtack elects to go to the bottom. Has to not lose any more spots, but we will see. The 62 able to jump in behind. There you see the 77 of Danny MD. Back here with the 41 and the 5. Now we'll start seeing the 5 of Team 95 try and work through these guys as the 16 gets shoved out of line. Oh, a little bit of door banging. A little bit. But that works out for Team 95. That keeps him on that lead draft. He's got the 99 of Hootie Hoo behind him to try and keep him there a little bit below the apron. Oh boy! There you see the 8 of Band 1 getting shoved out of line. The 78 of 1-9 jumping wide out of turn 4. He's going to jump out. He'll pick a spot to rejoin. There you see him drop back in front of the 62 of Doing Work. Mark McAtack back up to 5th after restarting around the 7th position. So back in the top 5, your pole sitter. And still with 2 green flag stops. And we've seen how well that 22's pit crew has been able to perform. Do they have 2 more flawless stops in their bucket? I just love how this 22 really stands out compared to all the other cars. I think it's just because we're so used to seeing and talking about them every week. But right now, all eyes on Garv, the black and red, number 15. Running up front now, 48 laps to go, 7 laps complete here in stage number 2, as the 22 got a little bit too far out. Almost risked losing positions there as the 9 of Chief going to jump out of line. He'll re-jump back in. See so many cars jostling around. He'll jostle back in the 8th position now as this 9 of Chief. Team 95 still back here with that 16 of Jay White. Both drivers in the top 10. But only just as this 5 of Team 95 sits in that 10th position. I see everybody really minding their P's and Q's now as we've gotten far enough into this stage to where everybody has gone single file. The 16 leaving too much bottom open. The 5 of Team 95 can only just try and take that run. Has not cleared Jay White yet for the 9th spot. But with a little help from the draft, the 77 of Danny MD, electing not to go with the 5, but go with the 16 of Jay White. A little interesting choice. But all works out. 16 of Jay White drops in line in 10th. As we go back up to the lead. And we'll do another shot at a full rundown through the field. The 15 of Garv leading them around. The 24 of Copenhagen running in the second spot. The 19 of Cole Trickle running third. Your pole sitter, Mark McAttack, running in the fourth position. 1-9 rounding out the top 5. The 62 of Doing Work sitting in the sixth spot. I want to say the 8 of Ban 1 sits in 7th. Or I could be wrong and he could be a lap down. Excuse me. And we are so many laps completed through this stage, I don't want to look. I don't want to have to rewind that far. But we're going to do it anyway because I'm damn curious. Oh, wow. I actually rewound it to the perfect spot. And no, the 8... No, Band 1 is on the lead lap. So, yes, he is running in the 7th spot. And so now 123 laps complete. About 40 to go. So Band 1 sits in 7th, but gets the nose from the 9 of Chief. Isn't able to make the run, though. So Chief will stay in the 8th spot. Meanwhile, the 5 of Team 95 runs up in 9th. I'll make sure I got that right. And the 77 of Danny MD gonna look to his inside. The 5 left too much bottom open. Here comes the green flag stops. It's the 77 of Danny MD rounding out your top 10. And here they go. The 15-24. Oh my God! Wow, that was a crazy entry by MD. That is more than likely a speeding penalty on that 77. Whole handful going down that last time, only leaving 5 cars on track. 3 wide going into the pits. Chief reluctant and backs out of that 3 wide. And Mark will come down second in this group. There you see Garv leading that second group. You'd think he'd want to back up just a hair. But I think the 24, I think that's exactly what he's doing. He's allowing the 24 to catch him. So that way they can start working together. So when this group comes off of pit road, and there you see, up ahead, 126 laps now complete. 36 to go. Can Mark keep it going straight? This time, he does. And he will keep that 22 running back in the 4th position as the 8 of Ban 1 has moved himself up to the 3rd spot. What a run by the 8. did not have the stage 1 he wanted to have. Stage 2 was pretty rough for him as well. But now stage 3, the one that matters, he's in the top 3. But he's in that little bit of no man's land in between the 2 leaders and the pack of 4 behind him. So we'll see what happens first. Does the 8 catch the 2 in front? Or does the group of 4 catch him? I mean, he's keeping with Garvin Cope. But it's that little bit of no man's land. And I just don't think he has enough of those, of the draft of those 2. To really close that gap in. Now we see he is closing that gap slowly but surely, but at the same time, here comes the group of 4 led by the 22 of Mark McAttack. Mark going to be right here with the 8 of band 1. Get right to his bumper, and now the 8 will definitely get to the 24. So if you were a betting man and you said that the group of 4 was going to win that battle, you'd be correct. Band 1 takes turn 2 a little wide there. Left a little bit too much bottom open. The 22 holds back and lets the 8 stay in front. Now the group has turned into a group of 7, which includes the 5 of Team 95, who had a horrendous stage number 2. Well, with pit road mishaps, the speeding on the first stop of stage 2, and then spun it or missed the entry to pit road on the second stop, and now has worked his way back from that to 6th, just outside the top 5, being held by the 62 of Doing Work, who holds that 5th position. Still can't be upset with the results this 5 has been putting up, as we now wait to get this second stop underway. And Mark McAttack looking to make things happen on the high line. Now it's a group of 4 up high versus a group of 3 down low. Took it a little too high, I think. Took it right to the wall, but he saw that you can make up time. Gonna keep that in his bag of tricks if he has people that are willing to work with him. Here he goes again as a run on the 8. The 62 of Doing Work gonna go with him to the high side. This time not gonna take it to the wall. He's gonna hold it in that second lane. Only problem is the 62 lost him. 62 not able to stay with the 22. And unfortunately meaning that outside run was all for naught. Because the outside will not work unless you have the help and Garved and that three group right here doing a good job at keeping themselves in front. Now the 62 is there with him on the back stretch. How will he do going into turn 3? 22 just misses it. He's trying like hell to make the outside work, but here comes the 5 of Team 95. He wants to be in the top 5, and he is. Move him up to 5th. The 8 of Band 1. Oh, he gets wide through 1 and 2. Mark gonna let him back in. I thought for sure he was gonna take the inside on the 8 and just skirt right by to 3rd, but elects to be patient. And this lead. Oh, Hootie Hoo and Cole Trickle, the 9 of Chief. And I believe that's the 16 of Jay White. First 4 to come down for the final stop of the race. I believe it's the final stop of the race. Don't quote me on that. It's now Mark and Ben. Signal their commitment to pit road this time. Look off the back of Cope at who comes down. It's the 8, the 22, and the 78 of a 19mm. So a little group of 3 this time by. Oh, the 19 of Trickle. Loose on the apron. There you see the 15 of Garv. Out behind the 99 of Hootie Hoo. He comes down, the final group. The 9 of Chief, where will he fall? We'll go to the 22. Who's out ahead of the other cars. Who's out ahead of that 78 of 19. You have to assume. There's a speeding penalty because there was 3 cars that came down. Here comes Mark McAttack, and there is that group of 4. He will duck it to the bottom. And he will get by. Mark McAttack and his pit crew put him back up front. And brings the 78 of 19 with him. But now Mark McAttack left on his own as we have 19 laps to go. And you know that with this being anybody's race, they will be friendly, but only for a short amount of time. You gotta wonder, with that 22 being so good when he's out front, how quickly will they try to get by? The 5 of Team 95 looks like he has lost that lead draft. He will start to fall. 15 of Garv now there with the 78 of 19mm, who sits in the 2nd spot as they begin their march to the leader, Mark McAttack. As we have 18 to go, this will be coming to 17 laps left. Now we'll see just how long it takes for this group of 4 to catch that 22 and try and take a run. The 15 a Garv and the 24 a Cope. I think that means that we still have one stop left. So these drivers cannot make it to the end. So now the 78 and the 62 left by themselves. There you see the 15 done with his splash and go. A little bit of fuel mileage strategy being played here. As we'll wait to see when other takers up at the front will make their way down. As the 78 of 19, the 62 of doing work, try to continue to run down that 22 of Mark McAttack. Scarv thoroughly beat out the 24 of Copenhagen, who had to have taken 2 tires and not done a splash and go on the last stop. So I just saw a car coming off the road. Here comes the 8 of Ban 1. He's down. And again, none of the leaders signaling that they're coming down this time. None of the top 3, at least. You can definitely tell this 78 is starting to catch that 22. This 62 doing work is definitely putting in the work, trying to get both him and 19 to that 22 of Mark McAttack. So there are a couple of guys wanting to mow some grass here at Atlanta. Scarv comes across the line. About 11 laps to go. There you see the 16 of Jay White coming down. See, there you see the 15. He's got the 19 of Cole Trickle behind him now, so a little bit of help there. That's exactly what that 15 needs. Scarv right now sits 5th, about a lap down, so the top 4 have yet to pit. Danny MD doing work, 19, and the leader Mark McAttack. So those 4 still have to make that final splash and go. You gotta wonder if that's exactly what they're setting up, as we are coming to 8 laps to go. Still no signal that these leaders are pitting. So they're just trying to hold it off until the very last minute. As there you see the top 2. There's the 99 coming down. The 62 are doing work. is gonna run it one more lap. We'll go on with the 15 of Garv as he gets his lap back. We'll run the whole lap with him. As soon as I say that, I want to see 22 just getting into his box now. He is away. And there you see the 15 of Garv. This will be for position. Where will he fall as it relates to the 22 of Mark McIntyre? He is definitely going to get by. And the 19 of Cole Trickle. Do I know if he's on the lead lap? No, I do not. But Garv would be the race leader, is doing work right now, currently is your race leader. 6 laps to go. Garv does have enough fuel to make it to the end, so that is not the worry. Here comes doing work. Trying to keep that splash and go about as quick as humanly possible. The 15 now going by to get his lap back. And I cannot tell you if the 19 is on the lead lap or not. I can only tell you that the 15 of Garv and the 22 of Mark McIntyre are definitely at the front. So there you see the 62 doing work. He's down here on the apron. Does he have enough to stay in front of the 15 who sits second? He does. 4 to go. The 15 of Garv gonna try and take it to his outside. He will do just that. Doing work. Is gonna drop to second, and Garv will shoot to the lead with 3 laps to go, or at least not yet. Side by side still. The 19 lost the 15's bumper. The 15 has to run to the outside. Here comes the 22 and the 16. Side by side with coming to 2 laps to go. This is for the lead and potentially the win. Do not count out that 22. As where will Mark McIntyre go? Let's look. As he does not have the 16's help, but it is no matter. The 15 of Garv gets by the 62 with the help of Cole Trickle. Garv to the lead. Mark McIntyre now a part of this top 3 bout. White flag is out. Doing work. Tried his best on the inside to hold the lead. Garv with the aggressive early pit on the last stop. The 62 going to try and take it to the outside of the 15. Will he have the run? I do not believe so. Garv will win at Atlanta. The 62 of doing work, finishing in the 2nd spot. Mark McIntyre finishing 3rd. The 78 of 19 will finish in the 4th spot. Rounding out the top 5 is Team 95. Cope finishing in the 6th position. Chief in the 9, rounding out the 7th spot. P. Fulton in the 18 and 8th, Ban 1 and 9th, and Cole Trickle will round out the top 10. And I just listened back. You heard the audible yes from Garv over the radio. What a job as we wait to get Mark McAttack back up here in the booth. And he will invite the rest of your top three. Nope, that's not what I want. Because I actually think, nope. Because right now we wait on Mark McAttack to get up in here. As it is now eerily quiet up here in the booth with me. Oh my god, you took your sweet time.
I had to save my clip, man. Is it alright if I get Cope in here too? Do you want to interview him first from last week? I know he was second at Road America. Garv was third, but he's already going to be here because he won. So
yeah.
Let me get him in here too. If you want to interview Cope first, then we'll do the top three.
I was going to say, I would love to watch back Road America, but I'm like, oh yeah, there's nothing to watch back.
All right, who else needs one? Garv and Doohan. Okay. Doohan, Garv. All right, that was a crazy finish.
That was pretty good. There's doing work. He's up here in the booth now. We're still waiting on Garv and Cope. There's Cope.
All right, there's Garv. We should have everybody, Walbridge.
Perfect, and we'll start with the 24 of Copenhagen. Finished sixth today, but did finish second last week, so he's deserving of a spot in the booth. I mean, talk about your race last week and then how it kind of helped you with your race this week, Cope.
Go.
Oh, there we go.
Hey.
I was talking as I was muted. Well, last week it was about shaking off the rust and its redemption, coming back after a lengthy break. Put myself behind the 8 ball in points. Just because you have a win doesn't mean you're locked in. So top 12 get in. So last week was just about consistency, and we'd scored pretty good points. We were 84 going into last week, and now we're down 46. Tonight we had good first and second stage. Didn't like the line we were running. It would check up, and it was just the best way to go around. If you weren't defensive, then you weren't winning. So just there at the end, we had the right strategy. Me and Garth both had the right strategy. Just miscommunication, especially because we can't announce what the heck we're doing. We'd give it away. He took no tires. I took 4. Can't have those mistakes happen, especially since we're behind the 8 ball. Luckily, we finished 6th. So yeah, just keep stacking good wins. That's all that I can ask for right now.
Well, hey, congrats on the second last week, man, and way to go on another top 10 finish here. Almost got in the top 5, but close enough. And you had a good points day, so definitely can't wait to see what you bring to the table next week. If I had the damn schedule pulled up because I'm
It
a
should be
professional.
Gateway.
It is
WWT.
worldwide
That
technology.
was my first win coming into this league as a rookie. So let's see if we bring back the same success.
Alrighty, brother. We look forward to seeing you next week at Worldwide
And thank
Technology
you
Raceway,
again,
brother.
Wallbridge, for what you do.
Thank you, brother. And now we move on to the top 3 from today's event, starting with the unlikely 3rd place of Mark McAttack in the 22.
Hey, how we doing, sir?
Oh, we're doing all right. We made it through. So you had an actually up and down day for once, or at least for the first time in a while. You had a little bit of calamity there in stage 2 that put you a little bit behind. Walk me through your eventful race.
Yeah, it was definitely eventful for sure. Stage 1 went really well. Able to get stage 1 there, and then, like you said, stage 2, I kind of threw the race away, honestly. With coming off pit road, I kind of hit that little spot where there's banking on the apron, and you're trying to not come on the track, but I accidentally kind of came on the track and hit the butter, and I did a full 360 and managed to keep it off the wall and keep it off of everybody and keep going. So I was actually pretty lucky to even get 7th in that stage, and then from then I was kind of in recovery mode. I was able to get back to the front with Garv and Cope and them, so had a chance to win at the end. You can't ask much more than that, than to have a shot to win, and I was doing all I could there when I saw doing work coming out of the pits, and he and Garv were side by side. I was trying my best to get up there and be a part of the fight, but congrats to Garv on his win in Atlanta. I believe it's his first one of this season, and another solid run from doing, and congrats to him on 2nd as well. So overall, good points to stay in. We'll try to keep stacking good runs. Worldwide Technology is a pretty decent track for me, so we'll look forward to hopefully having a good run there.
All right, so we can expect you on pole. That's good.
The streak continues.
But so besides that little tumble that you took there in stage 2, when that car was out front, there was really nothing that anybody had for it. Was there any way, like later on in stage 3, if you came down a lap later, a lap sooner, something to do with that last pit stop strategy that maybe could have changed the outcome?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I try to kind of flip it in the last stage, because when I was running 4th, I actually short pitted to try and kind of get off sequence with them, and it kind of worked a little bit. It kind of didn't as well, but I mean, I was able to get to the lead. But then on the last stop, I had to take 2, and I had to take a can of fuel, and I think Garth just took no tires, and he just took a splash. So that was kind of the difference in the race. If I could have done that, I would have, but I felt like at that time I wouldn't have had enough fuel, and I would have possibly popped the tire. So I kind of went with the conservative route just to make sure I could get it to the end and have a shot. But hindsight's 20/20. You could always look back and see the things you probably could have done or shouldn't have done. So it is what it is. We'll learn from it, and we'll keep moving forward.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you at Worldwide Technology Raceway next week.
All right. Thank you, Wallbridge. Appreciate all you do as always, man.
Yeah, and congratulations on that 3rd place finish. We now move to 2nd place. Gave it hell there at the end, but we're talking about the 62 of doing work. Another solid finish here. Last time I called a race with you guys, it was at Bristol, and boy, you had a top 3 run going there too.
Yeah, this race wasn't too eventful for me, honestly. I just knew I had a good car, and track position was key, so it was all about just trying to hold the line down and kind of just bide your time until the end, as you saw. Pretty quiet night, stayed out of trouble, and last pit stop, I didn't know if the tires were going to be able to make it, but I felt like I was gambling on house money. It was a fairly clean race for everybody, and I was like, it's been kind of boring. Let me amp it up a little bit for myself, and yeah, I gambled on it. I came out in front of Garv, and then he had the help of the old 19 car, kind of pushing him and working with him and stuff. And I tried my best to stay in front of him, but just when you got the help of somebody else in your solo car, yeah, you kind of tend to lose that battle. He barely got clear of me going into 3, coming to the white, and then I give it to Mark, man. That's the cool thing about this league, or racing online in general. You're able to talk to the other drivers and kind of strategize while you're like racing and stuff, you know. So Mark, he was like, go high, go high, go high. I was like, I swear, if this man tries to take second from me, go for the win, you know. But nah, but I trusted Mark, you know, and I shot it high into 3. I shot it a little bit too high, and me and Mark kind of got disconnected. I think that's kind of where the run fell apart a little bit. But hey, losing half a car length to Garv, ain't no way a better way to have a race finish than that, especially on the number 2 spot. So, and honestly, I wasn't even really going for the win there, Wahlberg. I was just trying to get top 3, so I come in here and talk to you with that pit strategy. So it worked out.
It did work out for the most part. It didn't get you the win, but it put you in position. That's all you can really ask for at the end of one of these races, especially here at Atlanta. But you are an absolute anomaly to me. Like, when I first got here, you were like middle of the pack, maybe a little bit in the back there. But these last couple of weeks, bro, you have been coming on strong. What is the behind? Give me the behind the scenes of how this progression has been going.
So, you know, the new guy coming on, right? You don't want to just come in here and make a bad name for yourself. So I've felt people out, see who I'm good running with, and kind of try to see tendencies of other drivers. So, yeah, the first couple of races, it was kind of just minding my P's and Q's, not wanting to push anything too hard, and then just knowing the tendencies of drivers and like who I work good with. That's the biggest key. You find somebody like Garv and Cope, they worked so good together tonight, and then they kind of fell apart there at the end for some reason. And then yeah, it's just all about finding who you work with, and then yeah, I felt comfortable being in the league. Like, comfortability is everything. So once you feel comfortable somewhere, that's where you tend to flourish the most. And moving on to Gateway, doing work in Gateway don't really get along too well, so we're going to put in some work there, and hopefully I'm here talking to you again. But yeah, top 5 is definitely the game plan, the goal. But yeah, if it's anything short of that, it'd be a disappointment. I'm very hard on myself, so I'm going to get in there and I'm going to do work.
The best critic for you is you, and you are definitely putting the work in with another top 3 finish here. I can't wait to get the chance to talk to you again next week at Worldwide.
Hopefully we'll be talking in the winner circle here in a little bit, but we'll see.
Hey, you finished, I think, 3rd at Bristol, and now you finished 2nd. So, I mean, there's only one more spot to go, really.
Yeah, it was 2nd, and then 6th last week, and 2nd again. So yeah, the 6-2 car's hot, so we'll see if we can keep it rolling.
All righty, well, hey, congratulations, brother, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
All right, and that moves us to the man who fought for the lead, kept it, and held it to the checkered flag. That would be the 15 of Garv. My first time.
How we doing, Wallbridge?
Well, it's the first time I get to talk to you this year, so that's pretty damn cool.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. It's a pleasure.
It's nice to meet you in the winner's circle. Walk me through it, man. That pit strategy at the end, man, you really put on a show with your pit calls. Walk me through the race.
Well, first I want to talk about last week first a little bit. Road America, I mean, I'm getting much better at the road courses. I mean, I feel comfortable there. Never going to win one. I just know that. I just got to keep my nose out of trouble and finish decent. And that's all I ever try to do at a road course, because I just don't have them down like Mark and Cope. Some of them other guys are probably better there than I am, but I just stayed out of trouble and some of them didn't. So I ended up getting a lucky third place finish, and I was pretty happy with that. That that was a good night for me. As far as tonight, so last season, the end of the season, or somewhere in there, Mark lagged out, had trouble, and didn't get to race Atlanta. And Cope and I worked the same thing we did tonight. The same exact thing. I mean, the strategy, I practiced this strategy 20 times this week, made sure my tires were going to make it. I knew I could go 23 laps on my tires, and then I had it figured out I only had to go 22, so I knew I could do it. And I made good pit entry, good pit exits. I was worried about spinning out, but I just managed. I just took what I could get when I could get it, and it put me in a position with Cope. He messed up on pit road. He took tires and he shouldn't have. He should have only took fuel with me, and we'd have been together, and we wouldn't have had any problems. And Cole ended up catching me because I was kind of saving tires a little bit, but he caught me and worked with me. I was kind of surprised, and I owe Cole and Cope both, because without those two, I couldn't have done it. I would have never made it. And right there, coming into three with coming to the white flag, Cole was pushing and pushing, and he let me know when I was clear. I knew it was close, but he said I was clear, so I jumped down in front of Doohan and managed to hang on. Coming out of 4 for the checkered, it was, I thought they were going to get me, but I just held on and got lucky.
Hey, on these tracks, luck's all you need, and you. I mean, with luck has to be paired with skill, and that's usually how you win these races. And you definitely put that on full display today. Now, looking forward to next week, what do you think of your odds are at Gateway?
Gateway's not one of my stronger tracks. I would say I'm looking for a top 5. I don't think a win is in the cards, but I mean, I'm gonna drive my car like it is. My car works real well there. I'm comfortable with it. Turn 1 is on the starts, and the stage restarts is just brutal. Nobody ever. It's just everybody breaks and everything at the different times, and it just gets brutal. Sometimes you get shuffled back, somebody bumps you a little, and I don't know. It all depends on how it plays out. I mean, I guess I got a good enough car, but whether it works that way or not, I don't know.
Well, we look forward to seeing you next week and potentially getting more chances to talk with you in the near future, brother.
Yeah, I just want to thank Mark McAtack for letting me be part of this league. It's one thing I look forward to every day, whether I'm practicing or we're in our practice on Sunday nights and Monday nights. It's just I'm not going to say it's my life, but it's my livelihood. It's something I just love to do, and I can't ask for a better group of guys to race around. I consider these 14, 15 guys, 16 guys my friends. I mean, I speak with these guys more than I speak with my wife. I mean, and that's the bottom line. I mean, I really do, and I just think I'm very fortunate. And again, I got to thank Cole, I got to thank Cope, and I got to thank my crew chief, Jake Racer 80. He really helps me with my pit strategies and setups. He's very good about that. So I owe big thanks to all them guys.
All right. Well, hey, congratulations on the win, brother, and we'll see you next week at Worldwide.
Good win.
All right. Thanks, Cope.
And that will do it for us here at what was an action-packed day of Atlanta with calamity, carnage, and a side-by-side finish that was just edged out by the 15 of Garv. His first win on the season, and he's going to be hungry for more after today. But that will have to wait for next week as we hit Worldwide Technology Raceway. So make sure you stay tuned in for that Tuesday at 9 p.m., just as every week, if I'm available. But we will definitely make sure that we are there for that one, as short tracks are always ones that you want to be there for. But that will do it for us here tonight. We hope you had a good time watching, and we will see you all next week.
Thanks, Walbridge.